had to see that. Hey guys, what is up? So, just FYI, I have a little swollen activity going on over here, so yeah, no. Oh yeah, Rosebud, you got to see my yawn? Oh my gosh, I literally, hey Miriam! I am so tired, guys, hence the present that came for me today. I was literally up all night. Hi, Reezy, with my niece, and hi. Hey guys, so I'm really excited about tonight. Hey Gitty. Hi Chaya. I have Viti, that is #fangirl. That is literally. Thank you, Sarah. So I actually was gonna have Suri join me on the live today to talk about health, but she can't make it. And another amazing person that I really wanted to have on the live is going to be joining us soon. So I told her I'm going to be warming up the crowd, and we're going to talk about a topic that I feel like I feel it's so needed. So needed for like today's day and age. And I know for a fact that so many of you are going to be able to, what's the word? Hey, Razy. What's the word? Like commiserate? Not commiserate, but like also, the words are not coming to me. Oh gosh, this is not a good time to do a live. Hi, Peril. You're going to be able to, can someone give me the word? You guys are so good at that. You guys are so good at, like, whatever. Relate. Thank you, TK. You the best. Thank you, Cyril. Thank you, Esty. Okay. So the topic I want to talk about is, thank you, Miriam. The topic I want to talk about, and I'm going to be having yaffapalti come on, because Yaffa is literally like my go-to person. Seriously. She is such an awesome person, and a good friend of mine. And when I have a issue, hashkafa, or something, I feel like I just need to talk it through with someone, like someone that's wise, I speak to Yafa. She's like seriously so smart in every single area of life, and she's so normal, and that's what I love about her. So she's going to be joining us soon. And the topic, should I talk about the topic now, or do you want to ask me questions about health as I sit here all bloated? I don't know why I'm so bloated, but whatever. I didn't even eat so much today. Anyway, so what, like, the next 5-10 minutes are yours, guys. So you let me know what you want to talk about, and then Yafa is going to come on, and we're going to talk about an amazing topic which I feel you will all relate to, because, hey, Mimi, how are you? Okay, so the topic is like this. I struggle with this because we are all Jewish women. We're all from women. Everyone has different levels. I did not go to Machon, but a lot of my friends went there. Hey, Brachi. Hey. Okay, so we're all from women. Everyone has different levels. And you know my motto, do not judge others that sin differently than you. But what about something that's not so clear-cut as a sin, and it's not hashkafically right? Like, let's say, these days, Instagram has become so out there and so in your face. People's tznius levels are different than ours. People's hashkafa is different than ours. And sure, so I'm going to save it. And we start feeling like, hey, if she does it, I could do it too. It's totally normal. So I discussed this with Yafa. I'm not talking about tznius at all, because tznius is a very personal thing. What I'm talking about is that we, as from women, when we embrace secular society, as in secular TV shows, which are so easy to watch these days. I mean, I'm watching it for the last 10 years on a hackable Chinese site, which literally broke my first computer that we ever had. I hope my father-in-law is not watching this because he gave us that computer as a wedding gift, and I brought it down with all the crazy sites that I wasn't watching crazy sites. I was watching Gossip Girls, you know what I'm saying? But like the Chinese site was full of viruses and all, so literally that like broke that down. So I told myself in those early years that this is my lifeline to sanity. I'm busy raising little babies. I need this. Like, I'll watch my Lashon Hara, I'll watch my kashrus, I'll watch everything, but this you can't take away from me. But over the years, I started feeling more and more guilty. Like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing this? Is this right? Is this okay? Is this making me a bad person? Same thing with radio, listening to the radio. I don't put it on in my house, but I do listen to it in the car. Lately, actually, no music goes on. Oh, thank you. Yes, Miriam, like an outlet. Mimi, I'm not going to talk about that because I feel like that's something that it's going to be what's going to be. It's unfortunate and it's so scary, but we literally have to daven and try our best, but it's out of our control. What I'm talking about tonight is something that's in our control, and I'm wondering where we stand on something like this that has something to do with hashkafa and each of us personally. So really, in the long run, I feel like these things are a personal choice. Obviously, what we watch reflects, I don't know. Let me hear what you guys feel. Because, like I said, with the radio, I don't play it in my house. We don't have non-Jewish music playing in our house. I do listen to it in the car when it's a therapy, when I blast the music and I shriek along. Anyone ever do that? I feel like sometimes you just need a 10-minute drive down a gorgeous road in Muncie because, hello, it's so therapeutic. If you want to move to Muncie, you should, just for the roads, especially Saddle River. Exactly, Cyril. Years ago, you had to go to Blockbuster, and let me tell you something like this. I lost a friend. I know Yaffa's planning to do a live on this. She is joining my live. This is our joint live tonight. I'm waiting for it to come on. Hi, like a boss melech. How are you? So anyway, so this story is like this. Years ago, Razy, I'm not giving our secrets. Years ago, I had my third miscarriage in a row. And obviously, I was not in a good place. I was physically, emotionally, and mentally finished. Like, seriously, I had my third miscarriage. I didn't have kids yet at that point. And I had a friend who went to, what's the store called? Not Raymore and Flanagan, the big electronics store, whatever. She went to the humongous electronics store. She bought me a humongous VCR, okay? And she plunked it into my furnished apartment, and she said, Malky, this is for you. Use it in good health. And me and my husband went to Blockbuster. We got I Love Lucy videos. We got different comedies and stuff like that. And I had a friend who was still in PC Richard. Thank you, pretty flower. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Yes, it was PC Richard. And we got a few funny videos. And this friend of mine was still in Shidduchim. She was not married yet. She had no clue what kind of life circumstances radio Shalom could throw you. Okay? And she saw a friend of hers saw me coming out of Blockbuster. That friend told her that I was coming out of Blockbuster, and from that day on, that friend stopped calling me. She started ignoring me. She didn't answer my phone calls. She cut off completely because somebody saw me coming out of Blockbuster. Till I found out the reason why she stopped talking to me was 2 years later. And by then, the damage was done. But when she heard why, she was married by then. And she couldn't believe her ears. So that is a lesson in Dan Lekav's Chos. And Just sometimes you seriously need that outlet. You really need that outlet. And, I mourn our friendship that we lost because it was a good friendship. Oh my gosh, that video store on the corner of Mendelssohn's. Oh my gosh. We just went there. We went to Mendelssohn's a few weeks ago in Borough Park. We haven't been in Borough Park in ages. And I saw that, the video store is gone. I turned to my husband. I'm like, oh, now we could really throw out those, video cards with us, fuzzy pictures of us when we were, 19 years old, Ran straight out to the car in case someone saw you. Exactly. And even with me being careful, someone saw me. So, Videorama, I'm telling you, it's like such memories. It wasn't so easy those days as it is these days, like Cyril said. I mean, these days we have Amazon Prime. There's everything. So it's at our fingertips. Now, I remember when my father, after I had a baby, I was by my parents' house, and me and my mother were watching MasterChef on YouTube. And when he heard it was like a TV show, he freaked out. He's like, "You're watching a TV show?" I'm like, "But it's on YouTube." He's like, "I don't care, it's a TV show, but it's cooking." He didn't find it funny. And he was like, "But it's a TV show." So I was like, "But Tad, this is I know what I'm watching. It's on YouTube. It's there's nothing else in between. There's nothing before. There's nothing after." He still found it extremely whoa. So, hey, Esty. Oh, I love MasterChef. I love MasterChef, Top Chef, Chopped, all that. But my father was so flummoxed, okay, that we were watching something called a TV show. Now, so does that make it bad because it's coming off the TV? You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering, Esther and Maisie, you guys are hysterical. Yes, I know my father's old school. He doesn't understand, but it did make me question. It did make me question, am I doing something wrong by sitting down at the end of a long day? In those days, Gossip Girl was my thing. It was my jam. Gossip Girl, Pretty Little Liars. And I used to say, here I am trying to raise Jewish kids, Jewish boys especially. I mean, I have 3 boys, Kanai Nahara, and 1 girl. Is it a step in me being a good mother, a good Jewish wife, a good Jewish person, to chill out with these TV shows at the end of a long day? You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with the non-Jewish music, which happens to be the last few weeks. I literally need quiet. I need quiet in my car. I get into the car, I'm like, shut up, everyone. You know what I'm saying? It's just because I think life is so hectic, Kanai Nahara, that when I'm in that car, it's therapy for me now to just have quiet. It's where else do I have quiet? Not even the bathroom. In the bathroom, it's Ma, I need a drink. Yeah, but ask Tati, he's in the kitchen. But he doesn't want to give me. It's what is that? How are you, Yecheved? This is the problem where there's no outlets and you can't hear your mind out and you can't function normally, and that's when rebellion starts. No, I don't think rebellion starts. I feel we have to know the right and proper way how to feel about this. I'm feeling guilty all day because my father put that into me. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling guilty about it, but I feel if we have a healthy mindset about it, then it can be totally fine, It depends how your parents raise you. Some people are totally okay and educational, totally not against Yiddishkeit. I don't think it's against Yiddishkeit. I think for me it's more of a hashkafa thing. Am I going against my views of being a good Jewish woman and a good mother if I'm watching these shows, which they really don't mean anything to me. They're really legitimately a way for me to air out and chill. You know what I'm saying? So but those feelings do come. They surface up a few times. If am I doing the right thing by chilling out? Should I be listening to a shir right now? No, I can't listen to shir when I am literally bombed out from the whole day. Seriously. And by the way, the only reason why I made a live today is because my eye makeup stayed on. Because by the end of the day, I'm my makeup is down here. I rub my eyes constantly. I'm exhausted. Oh, Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl was awesome. Gossip Girl here. Oh, it was amazing. And then in the days of Facebook, we had Yenta Girl. Me, Leah Foster, Hayati Ackerman. We made Yenta Girl. It was so much fun. Oh my gosh. Those good old innocent days when we had Nokia phones. Anyway, okay, so guys, oh, Brookie, so your type. Oh, Razy also loves Shark Tank. That was the thing I used to watch with my husband. Shark Tank was like, you're hilarious. Enjoy watching your story so much. Oh my gosh, you're from Australia. This is me trying to do an accent, but I'm not even going to try. You remember me from the newcomer. Hi, you do what you need to do, whatever it is to make you a better wife and mom. You're stronger than that. That doesn't shape you. Thank you, Debsy Lou. No, so the thing is like this. I feel like a lot of times, hey Aggie, how are you? We were schmoozing, so when the live is over, I'm going to save it and you will watch it. So glad to have you here. I feel like a lot these days, hey Daniela, we push off a lot. We say, it's okay, we need it, we need to be normal. And is that okay? Now, I know I'm a very light person, but I do think a lot. Am I thinking into this too much? I do think a lot. I do. I'm a very deep person. I know that I'm just like, la, 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 la. But I do think into things a lot. And I do feel that we do push off a lot of things that really should be discussed. We say, we find a lot of, what's the word for it? Please help me with this word because it's driving me insane. Find a lot of excuses about why it's okay. And what's the word for that? What's the fancy English word for that? I'm waiting for you guys. Oh, I'm getting so much love. I love it. I remember in my early days, I'm like, I don't need the love from you guys. I have enough, Baruch Hashem. I have enough. But it's nice. It's nice to get it. I do have to say. Oh, thank you. Justifications. Yes, we justify a lot. Now, I'm not saying to be a total, wear a burqa on your head. You know what I'm saying? But do you find that we do justify a lot of things that we do these days and say, oh, it's an outlet, we need the outlet, I'm not trying to sound like Frummy Girl here. We're talking about Gossip Girl, not Frummy Girl. You know what I'm saying? So, right, but is that a justification? Does your influence blogger status take over your life? Absolutely not. If it would take over my life, I would not do it anymore. Just last night, I do want to tell you something that had, an epiphany happened last night. I sat down with my husband to schmooze, and I left my phone in the room. Usually it's like my little, nursing baby that comes with me wherever I go. Seriously, that is terrible. But I left my phone in my room, and I sat down, and I spoke to my husband face to face, and I was in my head, I'm like, this is what I need right now. This is where I need to be right now. This is where I need to be right now. And then I thought to myself, Malki, you're a genius. That is going to be your new mantra. That's going to be your new mantra. This is where I need to be right now. So when I sat down with my children for supper and I was literally chalishing to get my phone, I was like, this is where you need to be right now. This is right where you need to be right now. And me telling myself that the entire time just reinforces me that I'm doing the right thing and I should just focus and be aware of the moment of where I am. I know Yiddishkeit changed so much since it started. Who really knows what we're supposed to do? You're right. As long as you're watching clean stuff, not obsessed and living it, I think it's fine. Ask me what happened as soon as the show's over. I don't remember exactly. Hi, Beauty by Callow. Thank you. You're a true man. Oh, stop. I don't know how to take compliments. I really don't. Love that. It's so important to feel and be in the moment. Exactly. And it was like a light bulb. You know how you guys, I've been trying to do PD, put the phone down and stuff like that. But honestly, I've been really bad at it the last couple of months. I haven't written PD in a very long time because I haven't been putting my phone down. Life has gotten so hectic between so many things. And I hate when people justify that. I'm justifying it. I'm saying I'm so busy, I don't have time to put my phone down. But literally, my children and my husband are the most important things in my life. And I have to remind myself that because I know it. But I have to remind myself that this is where I need to be right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a justification or a wish that the world should realize the openness of Internet and teach everyone a true Torah balance. I think it's healthy for women to do whatever she can to unwind and catch her breath, whether it's a walk or a show. Absolutely. I agree with you. It's very healthy. It's very healthy to take time for ourselves, whatever that may be, you know? Watching you makes me want to go shopping with you. Come along! Everything could and should be done with balance. I love that. I got a house phone, so I turn my cell phone on charger. We have house rules. Right, exactly. That is the exactly only reason why I got a house phone. Hi, Glow Hen Dark. Just saying, we all watching now. Gavald. You're watching me, and I don't think that's a justification. On a serious note, would love a deeper answer. Yes. Yaffa is here! Oh my gosh! I feel really go and pick up my phone and realize I missed 140. Wow, Miriam, you are popular. I'm a little jealous right now. You can't pour from an empty cup. Exactly. But Miriam, again, that is justification. Again, yes, I totally believe in balance. We need to be balanced, and we need to find that balance and not be unhealthy, obsessed, you know, whatever. About Yaffa. Yaffa told me an amazing thing about non-Jewish music. Yaffa does not put it on in her home, yet she allows her teenagers to listen. Was I allowed to say that, Yaffa? I don't think she'll have a problem with it. You know, because she doesn't believe in the sviva for her house. She doesn't want that kind of sviva for her house, and I 1,000% agree with her. And Yaffa, was I allowed to say that? Are you ready to kill me? I will drink my water while you ponder that question. Send in a request to join my live. It should be on like the bottom of your screen. But you see how, oh, there we go. Agi, I love that. I love that. We're waiting for Yaffapalti. We're putting her on, people. Yaffa's coming. Yaffa! Hey, girl. Nebuch, let's all realize that Yaffapalti Nebuch is extremely exhausted from all her travels. Is it loading? Do you hear me?
I hear you. Do you hear me?
You're frozen.
No. Am I frozen?
Oh, come on.
You.
Okay, I see your eyebrows and your beautiful new shaitel.
It's my old
Is that your new shaitel?
What's happening?
I don't know. It's very pausey. Exactly, Miriam. So much of today's Jewish music stems from secular music. Exactly.
Hi. Okay, so what should we do? If you
there you go. It's a little better now.
It's all good?
I see you, but you're not moving, but other people hear you and see you. So let's talk. Let's talk. How are you?
But if you don't hear me and see me, then
I hear you, but your face is half frozen. So it keeps moving in.
Okay. I'm sorry. Nothing I can do about that. Hi. I'm so happy to be on here with you.
I'm so happy you joined me here, Yaffa, because
I just
seriously, what?
I just want to brush my teeth. I always brush my teeth before live.
What? Nobody smells your breath.
I feel like I'm talking to everybody, and I want my breath to be fresh and clean.
Oh, you're so cute. You see why I love this girl? You see why?
So what?
Yaffa, I figured that something like this, just impromptu, is gonna happen faster than a whole plan. Totally. Which is why I really pushed Yaffa to really just plunk that wig on and just come and join me so that let's do this, because this has to be spoken about. We need to do this, and I know that this is going to happen faster if it just happens like that. So I got you.
This is the way you treat a procrastinator. You have to play games.
Exactly.
And here I am.
Everyone smells Yaffa's breath. Everyone's loving your breath.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm enjoying my breath. Okay, so what are we up to? What did I miss? Fill me in. Tell me stuff.
I was just saying how
Miriam said we're music to her ears. Are we Jewish music to your ears? That's the question.
I think so, but maybe we were copied from non-Jewish. I don't know. Are we Gilgulim?
Who are our
It could be.
influencers?
Exactly. Exactly. No, I was saying that, like, do we justify ourselves that we need to relax? And is that enough of a justification to sit down and chill with a TV show that we're not watching from a TV? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was telling them that I lived on Gossip Girl when I was a struggling young mother just trying to get through the day. You know what I'm saying? So, like, do we justify ourselves, and are those justifications okay? And like, hashkafically, is it okay for us to justify it and tell ourselves we're just trying to chill and get through the day and it's not really doing anything to us hashkafically? Like, is there a stira between being a good Jewish mom and woman and watching these things? And like so many of the women said over here, especially Rosebud, she said she falls asleep right after. She doesn't even remember what she saw. And she doesn't remember what she heard. It's just relaxing, you know what I'm saying? So what is your take? Let me hear.
So the truth is, I really like to start from the very beginning with these things. And I feel like it's important for us to understand where we're going, what is our goal, what is our mission, in order to know what our next step should be. I feel like we need to look to the end. And you mind if I get all quotey and pasuki?
I might go cross-eyed, but go ahead.
Okay, I'll make it really fast. You'll just suffer through the pain for one moment, okay?
Okay.
You probably know this. There's so many tunes to this. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. We're done. We're good? Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. What does this mean? Right? It means
And justifies the means?
hey, that's pretty cool, but no. I mean, it's fun. I can see it.
You got me so excited. Literally, I thought I'm a freaking genius.
Whatever we want, we always have to have our vision on the final goal, on the final plan before we take the first step. Before we know where we're going, before we start going somewhere, we need to know where we're going, right? Hi, everyone. I see people saying hi to me. I'm going to give you a big hello now, and I'm going to come back to you afterwards. So, right, what am I, where am I going? You can't get somewhere if you don't know where you're going, right? And that, I think, is the very, very first step towards any kind of growth, towards any kind of movement, any success. You're building a business. You need a mission statement. You can't build a business without a mission statement. You can't start an organization without a mission statement. And truthfully, I think a mission statement is something that we need in every aspect of our lives. You can't start a marriage if you don't have a mission statement for your marriage. You can't have a family without one. You can't have any personal growth if you don't have a personal mission statement, right? Who am I? Where am I going? So, right? So before we take any step and do any action in life, we need to know, where am I going? What's my goal? What's my aim? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing in this world? And we know, that really what our goal and our mission is to develop a relationship with Hashem, to refine our souls, to become better people and better Jews. That's what we're here for, right? Now, is there a halacha that tells us in any way, shape, or form the specific way in which to do that? Do we have a halacha that says, in order to be close to Hashem, you have to 1, 2, 3, ABC? I don't know of any specific halacha like that, right? We're taught in many, many different places to get close to Hashem, to develop a relationship with Him. How do we do that? Every single one of us has a different way of doing that. We each have a different thing that speaks to our neshama, that speaks to us, that helps us develop this relationship with Hashem. Now, this is the importance between what understanding if are we a body or a soul? Do we relate more to a body? Do we relate more as a body or more as a soul? This is a whole long topic. Anyone who's watching this, who came to any of my talks last week, we discussed a lot of this body and soul thing. So the question is, how are we, what does my soul need, right? And every single one of us has something different that speaks to us. There are some people who are watching this who are saying, I don't like any music. Music doesn't talk to me at all. I'm not Jewish, not secular. I'm not a music person, right? There are other people watching this probably who are thinking, why do people need to listen to secular music? Jewish music is so heartsick. It touches me right here. What is this shtick? What is this shtus, this mishigas with non-Jewish music? What do you need it for? And then the other people watching this saying, I can't connect to Jewish music, right? I need the secular music. There's something about it that talks to me. Every person, and this is just in the example of music, right? There are so many other things. So number one, the way I see it is we have to understand where we're going. Okay. What is my goal in life? Is my goal to be a better Jew and to develop a relationship with Hashem? If that's my goal, then that is my barometer. That's the way I measure every action I take. That's every single thing I do. Before I do it, I have to say, is this going to bring me closer to Hashem, or is it going to bring me further away from Hashem? Right? That is personal. Now, regarding this body and soul and this whole connection, everything, that's what tznius is all about. And this, Malki, in your house, over the delicious kale salad, we were discussing the idea of tznius, that it doesn't mean modesty. That tznius really means discretion, and it means to be discreet. It means to discern right from wrong. What do I want to show? What do I not want to show? There's much more to it than just being modest. So this whole idea of tznius is developing this relationship with your soul and becoming that discreet person. Now, the idea of tznius, I brought this up because this falls under this category, and I want to share something very, very interesting with all of you. Tznius has very, very few halachos in the Torah. You know that, right? How many halachos are there about tznius? Which ones do you know?
I don't know. Hold on one second. Continue, guys. Hold on. Hey, Dougie. How are you?
Okay, so I'll ask all of you.
Yes, hold on. My son just came home from date night with my husband. Hold on.
Hi,
How are
Dougie.
you? You had a good time?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Sweet special.
Ooh, yum. He had ice cream?
Yeah.
He had ice cream. And he didn't bring me home any.
Oh my gosh,
It's okay.
what
Thank
flavor?
you.
I need more details. What flavor?
What flavor?
I had a razzle.
He had a razzle. Do you know what a razzle is out there in San Diego, Missy?
I don't.
A razzle is the best of both worlds. And Tati also had something?
Yeah.
What did he have?
The razzle.
Oh, he shared with you?
I feel so naive.
Anything else was consumed? Anything else?
Let me see what people are writing here.
Huh?
Everything razzle.
Everything razzle? Oh my gosh. You had a good time?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Go get ready for bed.
ZC Muller. I like that you said that. We're going to address that in a minute, okay?
Yeah, you're watching me in the car?
Hey, Devorah.
Okay, go get
Hey,
ready for
Razy.
bed. And then we're gonna see
What if you don't have
okay?
a plan but just want to do good and be good? So, Razy, that's fine. You don't always have a very specific plan, and sometimes the plan changes, but you have to have a goal. You have to know more or less where you're going. You know, when I live in San Diego, when I first moved here, Malki, do you mind if I get off topic for a second to answer a question?
Absolutely not. Go ahead.
Okay, fine. Razzles and ice cream and a milkshake mix. Don't do this to me.
With toppings and peanut butter and nuts and everything. It's like insanity.
Oh, okay, thank
Insanity.
you. Yum. Okay, I need to focus. So, no more razzles for me. Hold on, give me a minute. What was I saying now? Hold on. Where was it? Razy. Where's
San
Razy?
Diego. I heard San Diego.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. So here's the thing. When I moved to San Diego, everything here is a freeway. Okay, I wasn't used to this. I was used to streets and blocks and normal trafficy roads. And I come here and everything is the freeway. It's like this big open space all over. And it was a little bit nervous. And I'm on this crazy, I don't know. I like to challenge myself. I'm good with directions. So I like to tell myself, I don't want to depend on Waze. I have to learn my way around, that kind of nonsense. So we moved here and I'm like, I am not depending on Waze. I'm going to learn my way around. I look at a little map. I'm like, where am I going? I know where I'm going. I'm going southwest. And I'm on the freeway and I'm driving, all proud of myself. I know where I'm going. And suddenly it splits into two. Suddenly, they're both going southwest. It's the 805 and the 5. I'm like, oh gosh, what do I do now? I quickly called a friend of mine who lived here for a while. And I'm like, where do I go? Do I go to the 805 or the 5? And I'm like yelling on the phone. I have 2 seconds. It's like coming in front of me. And she's like, I don't know where you're going. And I'm like, oh, good point. You know, like how is she supposed to help me if I don't know where I'm going? You know? And I realized that's really a great metaphor for life. Like we want people to help us. Help me. Where am I going? What am I doing? And sometimes people are in therapy for 30 years trying to like begging the therapist to tell them where to go. She or he could only help you once you know where you're going. So
amazing. Mind like literally mind blowing. Wow. Seriously.
I mean, so Razy, does that answer your question? You don't have to have a very detailed plan, but you have to know where you're going. You know how many times we have, you know, even in terms of like this, you know, for your, I was looking at a mission statement for your marriage, right? Right, yeah, so there's no right or wrong. So I might just be a few blocks out of the way. One of those roads went more inland and one went more on the outskirts. Okay, so I'll find my way after that. But just to have the basic knowledge, you could get very lost, right? You're welcome, Razy. I'm happy that you understood that. So even in a marriage, how many times do we hear situations where a couple is married 20 years, 25 years, and all of a sudden they get divorced because they just aren't going in the same direction anymore. So before you get married, you want to know, are we always going to go in the same direction? You need a mission statement. You don't have to know exactly what you're going to be doing in 20 years, but you both have to know, are we heading in the same direction? Do we have basically the same goals? What do we want with our lives, right? So that's basically in a nutshell this idea. Now, why did I bring up tznius? Okay, because the concept of tznius is, Malki, we were in the middle of talking about how that tznius doesn't have a lot of halachos. There are so few specific halachos about tznius. What to cover? What are we taught? The collarbone, the knee, the elbow, the leg, this, that, little parts here and there. So many things are machlokes, yes, no, maybe, minhag hamakom. Actual halacha, there's not a lot. There's no halacha about the length of your hair or of your sheitel. There's no halacha regarding specifically how to cover your hair with what. Do I use a sheitel? Do I use a tichel, a snood?
And people say that Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah all wore sandals without any tights.
Exactly.
You know?
They didn't have tights then. They didn't have leggings. They didn't have all the cool things we have today.
Exactly.
And they didn't have these beautiful wigs. I feel like we can do so many shout outs with all these things. Okay.
I know, right?
I just don't know who to shout out first. So I'm sitting here like
Hashtag not sponsored. You know?
Not an ad, right. Exactly. So so we don't have that many specific halachos, and there's a reason for that, right? There are very few. And I know that there are different books here and there that come out with this halacha, that halacha. To be honest with you, many of those books are not put out, most of them are not put out by our Gedolei Hadar. They're put out by specific rabbis of specific communities. And maybe in those communities, they want to follow a certain shita that Rav follows. Kol hakavod, wonderful. That's for those communities. If he's not a Gadol Hadar leading the nation very specifically with those, then it's not necessarily halacha that applies to everybody. Because if you look in the Shulchan Aruch, right? If you look in the Shulchan Aruch, there are very, very few halachos. Okay? So what's the reason for that? Yeah, so few halachos, yet we're full of
Chumras.
Yes, full of sensitivities and ideas and chumras, right? So what's the idea? Why is it like that? And I'll tell you very, very, very simply. Because tznius, we have the very basic guidelines. By the way, tznius is broken in two. There's the mitzvah of tznius and there's the midah of tznius. The midah of tznius is every single thing, is this discretion that we're talking about. That's the midah of tznius. Being a discreet person, discerning what to share, what not to share, how much to expose of yourself, whether physically, emotionally, in so many different ways. The mitzvah of tznius are these halachos, the guidelines that are written in the Shulchan Aruch. Right? So regarding the mitzvah of tznius, it's very minimal. And that's because tznius is actually a sensitivity. We have the specific guidelines. The rest of it is very personal. The rest of it is between us and Hashem. That's what most of tznius is. Once we follow the basic guidelines. Now, how do we choose this? A lot of it has to do with how deep our connection is with our neshamos. Right? Based on how much you refine your soul and based on what kind of connection you have with your neshama, that's the level of sensitivity that most likely you're going to have in your tznius, right? Of course, this is a very deep concept and we can go on and on for hours with this. And I feel like, this is not really doing justice, this small little tiny platform that we have right now. And we could get into it further in detail, maybe on a second live if people ask questions or whatever it is. But this is the main idea, right? That that a lot of it is we follow the guidelines and the rest of it is all about sensitivity. The same thing goes with secular music. What's the difference between secular music, movies, secular books? There are people who, secular music is terrible for your neshama, but they're going to read,
Right. Oh, very cute. Adorable.
So sorry, I just got a phone call. Right? So, sorry. Hi. Are we there? You hear me? See me?
Yeah, we're there.
Okay. Sorry. Got a phone call. Okay, now someone has to remind me what I was saying. Oh, so people say movies are terrible, music is terrible, but yet they can read whatever book they want to read. What's the difference, right? Why are books? It's all the same idea. You can't listen to music that a non-Jew wrote, but you can go shopping in Zara and wear their clothing. I want to understand really, when we're talking halacha, what's the difference, right? What's the difference, right? Is there actually a difference in halacha, or is it really, or are these really all just sensitivities? So, first of all, Malki, I would love for you to chime in at any point. I'm talking a lot. Do you want to say anything?
No, because I feel like whatever you're saying is literally diamonds coming out of your mouth. I can't even interject.
It's because I brushed my teeth. It's that minty.
It's minty sparkling. That's sparkling fresh.
That's why I do that. So the thing is that, so again, let's go back to what we said before. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Where am I going? What's my goal in life? That's how I make my decision. There are going to be some people who actually feel inspired by a secular song. That is what moves their neshama. You might need that before you daven, because that is what moves your neshama. Halacha doesn't say you can't listen to it. Now, a person who is in touch with their neshama, a person who has a more refined soul, is probably not going to want to listen to a song that is a little too aggressive or vulgar, because it doesn't make their neshama feel good. Like, they don't feel good listening to that. But what's the difference? So,
but sometimes you need it when you're ready to kill people, like physically, like whatever. Hearing an aggressive song and like speeding down a road is the best form of therapy, as long as you don't get a ticket,
Right. Some people, so that's why it's so personal, and everything is between you and Hashem. It's really nobody else's business, which is why even halacha doesn't talk about it,
Yeah.
So, so I kind of feel like that's why this is such an important idea to understand. Then we have people who say, you can listen to the mamas and papas, that stuff. No, what was it? Is that it? That's an
That's Dancing Queen.
Right, exactly. Dancing Queen and all the Mamma Mia stuff that comes from the mamas and papas. And then there's, all the old stuff from the beginning of last century. That stuff is okay, but like, why can I listen to something from 1823, but I can't listen to something from 1985? What's the difference? What's the difference? Okay, it's something a little more vulgar, right? It's Abba. That's what I thought. I'm like, no, mamas and the papas. That's something else. The mamas and the papas. Thank you, Malki. It's Abba. So. But you see where my mind went. I'm like, Abba, Papa, like I was kind of, okay. Anyway, so.
Yeah, but you see, and I thought the same thing, though. I knew exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Oh, my gosh.
Exactly. So, and yeah, exactly. And then, and then you have people who, let's say, become from someone who's either about tshuva or someone who grew in their life. They got rid of so much. These people stopped eating bacon. You know what that is, to give up bacon? I don't know.
I hear it's major.
That's what they say. I hear bacon is, right? So they gave up so much. They gave up so much of their life. If halacha doesn't mandate a person to give up secular music, they might not. There are many Balei Tshuva. That's the culture they grew up in. This is the music they connect with. Not only some people who listen to music as teenagers, they connect with this music. So again, a lot of it is a sensitivity. It's not halacha. So and people who say that it's, destroys your neshama, I have a hard time really believing that. Now, again, I don't personally listen to a lot of secular music. There are certain songs that I appreciate very much. I do appreciate some songs, let's say from The Greatest Showman. They're just beautiful. It's art. That music is art. I want to explain something also. Music is a form of art. Fashion is a form of art. There is nothing wrong with dressing stylish. Nothing wrong with it.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Exactly.
It's a form of art. Hashem gave us beauty in this world to appreciate it. We have to appreciate fashion. We have to appreciate food. We have to appreciate music. If we don't, we will be held accountable after 120 years. Hashem will say, why didn't you appreciate the music I gave you? Why didn't you appreciate the fashion that I put? It's beauty. You get pleasure from even looking at it. I get pleasure just from looking at beautiful things.
Me too.
Right? And just from listening to beautiful things. It's art. But we have to be careful with it, just like everything. So you can appreciate fashion, dress fashionably, but we have to have the guidelines of tznius intact. So listen to music. But again, there's tznius with music also. Is this good for your neshama or is it not? All of that is on your own personal journey. It's your own sensitivity with what really makes your neshama grow and what might be pushing your neshama down a little bit. That's up to you. And yes, all of these things are an avoda. You know, to just say, oh, I need secular music to relax. Fine. I get that. That's okay. That's okay. But it doesn't mean that next year you shouldn't aim to be in a place of listening to music, even secular music, that maybe is a little more refined. Because it's not about the music. It's about what is helping my neshama refine itself. What is making me to a better person and a better Jew? The things I'm thinking, the things I'm watching, the things I'm listening to. Same goes for movies. There's no halacha against watching movies, right? But this particular movie or this particular TV show, what's it doing to me as a person? Is it helping me grow, right? And not everything is about growth. Sometimes you can relax, for sure.
Exactly. I was just going to chime in and say, just sometimes you just need to chill.
Exactly.
Watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians just gives me a sense of appreciation for my life and
for my IQ.
Exactly, and for my IQ, and so happy I have a vocabulary that's a little more than
Totally. Yeah, literally. It gives me so. The only time I've watched it is when I'm on the plane, and I can never even get through an entire episode.
Sometimes you just literally, it's nothing. You're just literally like phasing out. It's not right. You're not growing. You're not getting less. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes you just need to just like zone out. So it's not a matter of right or wrong. It's just like this is what you're choosing at the moment, you know?
Right. But even in that, here's the idea. Even when we're relaxing, and we're supposed to relax sometimes and take it easy, but even within the relaxing, if there's something that's going to actually be hurting the neshama, that's something to have in mind also. Because you could say, I want to relax, so you know what, I'm just gonna have a little bit of bacon now because I just, I need a little
exactly,
you know
exactly. Obviously within the perimeters, you know what I'm saying? Within the guidelines.
Exactly. So fast, we always have to have that end result in mind. So even when we relax, you know, for somebody to say, I need to go to the beach and relax, you know, but I can't be at the beach. I need to just put on my bikini because now I'm in vacation mode. There's still
Obviously, that's what I'm saying. You can't justify everything you're doing by saying, oh, you know, it's for my relaxation. I'm going to be a better person because, you know, whatever, and I have to do this. That's what I was saying in the beginning before you came on, is that everything we do somehow gets a justification. Today's day, it's very easy to just justify everything, but like what you said now, we need to have a clear vision of what is this for? Where am I going with this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once you have that in mind, everything becomes so much more clear cut, and it's amazing. 100%. You know,
and that's why that creates the clarity for you. You know?
Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that's why, like, there are. I just said this in a couple of the talks that I gave. So if any of you were in my talks last week, I'm sorry for repeating it. Actually, I'm not sorry. We always need to hear things again.
No, I want to hear it.
I always like to explain that there are two types of Jews. There's the pizza pie Jew and the jelly donut Jew. Okay?
Oh, yum. They're both delicious.
They're both delicious. I know. Although I really should change it to the custard Jew because I was realizing when I was giving this example, I don't like jelly donuts as much, but it doesn't matter because you'll hear in a minute which is the right kind of Jew. Okay? So we have the pizza pie Jew and we have the jelly donut Jew. What's the difference between these two? So when you slice a pizza into 8 slices and everybody takes a slice, how does that work? You just pick up your slice and you eat it. Each one is disconnected from each other, right? It's sliced and you take up yours. My slice has nothing, there's no connection to yours right now because it was already separated from it. Yeah. If you have a huge jelly donut, right, Miriam, the razzle Jew.
The razzle Jew.
If you have a huge jelly donut and you're slicing it in 8 to share with everybody, every single slice that you take of this donut is going to have a little piece of the jelly in the corner because the jelly's in the center, right? No matter what you're doing in life, you're going to work. Each thing is a separate slice. You're going to work. You're meeting friends for coffee. You're in the mall. You're on vacation. You're in shul. Each thing is its own slice. But you never, ever on vacation from being a Jew. And nothing that you do could be separate from the fact that you're a Jew. That little jelly, that's the Torah. No matter what you're doing, where you are, we have to remember who we are. We have to take a little piece of the Torah with us. We're not different people when we're at work, and different people when we're at the gym, and different people when we're on vacation, right? Every single piece we always have to remember who we are. So even on vacation, even when you're relaxing, of course we have to relax. And of course we can chill and enjoy and not have to think. We can shut our brains off and laugh. We want to watch an episode of Friends and laugh and enjoy. It's okay, right? I know. It's really the only show that makes me laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to do that, but we always have to remember, always have to have in mind, fine, I'm relaxing, but is this bringing my neshama? I started watching a show because somebody was telling me it's an amazing, amazing show. I watched 2 episodes. I felt my neshama turning black. Like, I felt it. I was like, I need to find a different show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you do have to be there. There's still limits. What?
Which show?
Okay, I need to remember, what was it called? It was like this crazy dysfunctional family. Crazy that they were hilariously dysfunctional.
Kardashians?
Thank you, Razy. What?
Kardashians?
In addition to the Kardashian dysfunction.
Okay.
But this wasn't a reality show. What was it called? Oh, I think it was originally a British show, and then they brought it to the States. Shameless. Thank you. Yes, Shameless. And that's the name. It's actually full of shame. No, it was awful. I watched a few episodes and I was just like, literally, I'm telling you, I felt like whatever. So you have to be able to, thank you, everybody. I know you don't know. If somebody told you, right? You know what I'm saying? So even that, there's no halacha, you could or you can't. It's all a sensitivity. For me personally, I felt like it wasn't good for my soul. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to watch something else. I watch Friends,
Right.
So that's really the idea.
I have such a funny story. When I was pregnant with my baby now, me and my husband spent a Shabbos in the Upper West Side because we couldn't go to Florida because of Zika and all. So we spent a Shabbos in the Upper West Side, and we went to the gorgeous synagogue there, the Chazan. It was stunning, right? And they had a very big Kiddush after. And we were invited to come join the Kiddush. And there was an older guy, these older, like, gentlemen, with the white hair, they're balding. So he goes, let me ask you guys, are you here for the JFK Club? And we were like, huh? So he's like, yeah, are you part of the JFK Club? Just for Kiddush. We were cracking up. We were like, no, we were here for prayer service too, But it was so funny. Like, are you a JFK Jew, And then, like, and I use that mantra in my head a lot of times, like, don't be a JFK Jew. Don't just be there for the Kiddush. Be there for the important part, and then you can enjoy the Kiddush. You know what I'm saying? So, so I thought that was very funny.
Exactly. And, right. And so, but it's so important to understand, the idea of what you're saying, more intention, to understand what I'm doing, where I'm going, what we said before. And also in terms of, okay, so this is for ourselves, right? To know what we need, what helps our neshama, what doesn't help our neshama. But as mothers, whoever's watching this as a mother, okay, and if you have children that are tweens and teens, what do we tell them? Right? Because everyone is talking about how bad it is for your neshama. On the other hand, we live in a society. Now, again, everyone lives in different places. I'm sure many people watching this are in different places in the world. And I know that if you live in one place, there might be a different response in another place. I mean, my nieces who live in Yerushalayim do not have an issue with this in the slightest, Many places in more secluded areas in New York might not have this issue, but many of them do. Most of the Beis Yaakovs, the girls are exposed to a lot of secular things. It's not like when we were growing up, Malki, right? It's
right.
Even when we were growing up, there was still a big pull. Today, there's no comparison. Everyone has the internet. Everyone sees everything, hears everything all over the place. It's much different, So
things were much more wholesome in our days. Things were wholesome. Things were more full of value. I mean, they weren't even allowed to say the word pregnant on TV,
Right.
like in the 1960s, 70s. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Right. Well, that wasn't our day,
actually,
Molly.
no, maybe a little earlier than that. That's not our days. I
That
know.
was a
Let's
little
not.
before us. Please, calm down.
I know, I know,
Relax.
I know. I feel it though. I feel that old.
Oh gosh. I don't. You don't. I feel
Lucky you.
I feel so much younger than my daughters have to keep reminding me, can you stop? You're 40. I'm like, oh, whoops.
I know.
Right?
I know. No, but you know, times have changed totally. The internet has changed everything. Seriously. You know?
Exactly. And the truth is, I want you to know, I'm going to say this, and I'm speaking to a very, very, very wide range of people. And I have so much respect for every single one of you and every single person. You know, it's not easy for anyone to live in this society, and anyone who chose to be from, any Baal Tshuva who chose to be from, has my utmost respect. It's an unbelievable thing. But I just want to mention that so many times people, you know, we do love to talk about how super impressive it is, because it's beyond impressive. But we forget to also talk about the people who were born from and still remain from in our society today. That is so difficult. We're choosing this when everything out there, these flashing lights. Now in the holiday season, we could understand this even more, because you walk down the street and you see these flashing lights in everybody's houses, and it looks so beautiful, so appealing. That's what the secular world is in general to us, right?
Am I allowed to enjoy it? Am I allowed to enjoy it? Am I a bad Jew if I enjoy it?
Of course not. Whenever
I see.
do you know what I do when
I'm always like, don't look, don't look, don't look. And I'm like, no, but it's super. Don't look, don't look. It's a Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying?
Malky,
But like,
it's Rabbi Akiva.
I love that.
Please, this is a family show.
Oh my God.
So
I love it.
So whenever I'm in Brooklyn during this time of year, I take my kids in the car. We go to the mafia houses, all the mafia.
Oh, those are not normal.
Right?
Not normal.
It's unbelievable. So yeah, I go with tinted windows. You know, I protect myself. I'm careful, and I make sure my bills are paid before I go. But it is gorgeous. This is just what we were saying before about fashion, about music. It's art. We could appreciate it. It's not specific avodah zarah. It's lights. You know what I mean? It's not like you can't just appreciate. You can't go into a church and appreciate the art, the architecture. That's avodah zarah. But I'm talking about something that's not outright avodah zarah, right?
Yes, Miriam, I sing along in the stores. Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. It's cute. It's catchy.
I was once in the mall. This is going back when my son, who's now 7, when he was 3. Okay, so little boy. I was in the mall in Mexico. For those of you that don't know me, I used to live in Mexico. My husband was the rub of a community in Mexico. So everyone, all the Jewish people knew me, and everyone knew me, okay? And I'm walking in the mall, and a lot of Jewish people there in this holiday season, and everywhere we look, there's the long white beard and the guy with the red hat. You know, everywhere we look, there he is. There in people holding bags and billboards and sitting in the mall. And to my son, he just keeps seeing this. And we were walking through the mall, tons of people there. And he looked at somebody was carrying a bag with Santa Claus on it. And he points and he goes, ho, ho, ho. And the entire place turned, they're like, oh my God, it's the rabbi's son, you know? And I'm just saying, like, it was super embarrassing, you know, but.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I'm saying the truth is this, I mean, it's not specific avodah zarah to, you know, if he wanted to sit on his lap to take a picture, that's a different story.
Right.
Sitting on the lap and taking the picture, you know.
Exactly.
But you know, but I'm just saying, like, we're exposed to the music, we're exposed to, you don't have to walk around with earplugs in case
exactly.
you hear jingle bells.
And that's what I try to like enforce to my children. Like, you don't have to be a mashugana, but like we should know what is good for our neshama and what's exactly what you said. But I say it in different words. I guess I'm also a little smart. You know what I'm saying? But like I try to, my daughter comes home sometimes with like crazy chumras from her school. Okay? Now I have to teach her the right and wrong between a rule of a school and what is actually what I agree with, like, and how I feel and how I want to raise her. It's a very, very fine line to be able to find. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when a school brings a halacha that has nothing to do with halacha, And my daughter's like, yeah, but Ma, I can't. I'm not allowed to. It's against halacha. And I'm like, it's not against halacha. It's just a school rule. And we have 20 seconds remaining. Should we continue in another, or should we close up for now?
20 seconds to this live?
Yes.
Well, let's end. Should we continue another live, guys? Should we continue? We have over 100 people watching, so maybe people want to continue.
Yes.